Fire is so often seen as a source of destruction, and perhaps rightly so. But something so mesmerizing, so full of raw energy deserves a chance to be reborn. This bowl, once discarded fragment from another's creation, cracked, broken, and left for ruin, was fated for the fire pit. And yet here we stand, not to watch it turn to ash, but to give the flames a new purpose. Today, they will not consume, they will transform. With fire, this forgotten piece will rise from ruin as breathtaking and untamed as the flames themselves. Here we have our torched bowl blank, charred, fractured, and seemingly unusable. Where once there were rough, jagged edges from its breakage, the fire has softened them, etching mesmerizing patterns into the wood. But while the flames added beauty, they also weakened the structure. Now we're using a vacuum chamber to infuse the wood pores with an ultra-thin resin called Cactus Juice. This process stabilizes the fragile fibers, transforming the once delicate piece into a solid, turn-ready blank prepared for its next stage on the lathe. With the charred wood now fully stabilized, it's time to breathe life into the gaps left behind. This is where the resin magic happens. But before we can pour, we need a mold to hold everything in place as it cures. Rather than just using a bulky, wasteful mold, I'm taking a more resourceful approach. Since resin isn't exactly cheap, I'm crafting custom molds for each individual hole using nothing more than packing tape. To ensure a flawless seal and prevent leaks, I reinforce the seams with UV resin, creating a secure barrier for a perfect pour. I've mixed pearl white mica powder into the resin I'm pouring now. I know white might seem like a simple choice, but there's a method to my madness. Against the deep charred wood, I'm aiming for a striking contrast, a bold interplay of light and dark. And if luck is on my side, the swirling white will mimic wisps of smoke, creating the illusion the wood is still smoldering, frozen in time, as if the fire never truly died. Let's put this over in the pressure pot so it has time to cure. Fresh out of the pressure pot, it's time to bring this piece to life on the lathe. First up, smooth out the resin-filled gaps until they're perfectly flush with the bowl's surface. One of the perks of using packing tape, I don't have to fuss with peeling it off. The lathe will make quick work of it, effortlessly shaving it away as I turn. Once the exterior is seamless, we'll move on to refining the inside. Shaping the inside of the bowl is a whole new challenge. Unlike the outside, where everything flowed smoothly, here the bowl's surface slopes inward at a negative angle, while the resin sits at a positive one. This creates a tricky dynamic. I have to take my time, making careful, precise cuts to avoid a disastrous catch that could send the bowl flying off the lathe. With the walls this thin, one wrong move could mean a fresh fracture, forcing us to call upon the flames once more to repair the damage. But with patience and finesse, we'll reveal the final form hiding within. Now, on to sanding, my least favorite part of the process. Have I ever mentioned how much I despise sanding? If not, consider this my official complaint. But don't worry, I won't subject you to the full mind-numbing ordeal. Instead, I've skipped ahead to the final grit, because let's be honest, watching endless sanding is about as exciting as watching paint dry. Let's get to the good stuff. Before we flip the bowl onto the vacuum chuck to finish the bottom, there's one crucial step left: sealing the wood. This not only locks in the natural beauty, but also ensures that when we polish it later, the surface will come to life with a deep, radiant shine. With that done, we can move over to the vacuum chuck and start the bottom.
Wow.
My goal for the bottom of the bowl is all about precision and balance. I want a seamless transition from the curve of the bottom down to the foot, creating a smooth, flowing contour. At the same time, the foot needs to be perfectly flat, because no one wants a bowl that wobbles across the table like a nervous first date. Before we add the maker's mark, a signature that seals the story of this piece, we first need to carve out a perfect recess for it to call home. Check out this maker's mark being crafted from pewter. What you're witnessing is the laser engraving in real time. The whole process takes about an hour, depending on the type of metal I'm working with. Watch closely as the laser delicately removes teeny particles of metal, creating a stunning, precise design. It's amazing to see such detail come to life, piece by piece. Now I'm going to crank up the speed so you can watch the entire process unfold and fast forward. You'll get to see the magic happening in just a fraction of the time. Once we've carefully set the maker's mark in place, it's time to bring the bowl to life with a perfect polish. This is the moment where the healing flames turn into an exquisite piece full of unique character. I want to sincerely thank you for joining me on this journey. And now, sit back and enjoy some stunning close-up shots of the finished masterpiece.